calm head prevails.
Okay. Hassan,
What's the question?
which of the three are you when stressed? Foot on the gas, foot on the brake, foot on both.
Foot on the gas.
How to manage stress. They call it the 4 A's. First A is avoid. Ray, how can we avoid that situation with your car note?
Read. And not try to go everything from memory, or because you got a whole full, your memory has a whole, you got a full plate already with your job, your family, your kids, your wife, your grandkids, and you're just trying to go from memory from last month, and for some reason this one number, this date pops up in your head, and you don't stop and say, well, let me double check and make sure. You just keep going on instinct. And I do that from time to time.
You don't put your bills on your phone, payday, like in your schedule?
I do that, but like I said, I guess I had my foot on the gas,
right,
and I didn't look at it, because I have a alert, or what you call a calendar, or a reminder, and for some reason it said the 21st, but that's just the original, the upfront due date. So I've changed it now to say that's the original grace period is June, whatever, the next month or whatever.
So what is like when you responded to it, you only responded to the information that you seen at the time?
Only the information that I put in there myself, which I trusted, I didn't give the full information.
Listen, so you didn't give yourself the full information.
Correct.
And
because I know how I am, like with a snooze alarm.
No, I get you.
You know what I mean?
No, I get you.
The alarm goes off at 4 o'clock. You hit that snooze button because you want them 8 more minutes.
Yeah, but so some people would say, you don't give enough information. But even if what I'm hearing is that it's important to even give yourself
absolutely
enough information.
Yeah. I just said bill due June 15th instead of saying bill due June 15th. Absolutely has to be paid by the 21st.
Right.
That's information. That's more information I should have. Because that's okay. The day is the 15th. I won't get paid to the 18th, but I got a couple of days. I'm good.
Right.
I try to. I don't know if anybody, but I try to be regimented.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I don't like haphazardly paying this, doing. I kind of like to know this is taken care of, and I can just keep on going instead of saying, I wonder if this got taken care of.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely understand that.
Yeah.
I know when I was in the military, and you got to write checks. And when I first got out of the military, and you doing all your bills for the month, you sitting down, then it's like, okay. So for me, I got ADD, I believe, but so I was like, I can't do this every month. Like, it got to be a better way.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to be able to have everything come out of an account.
Right.
I just need to make sure I got money in that account.
Right.
And so in my mind, I need X amount of dollars in this account to cover what I need to cover. And if I don't have it on that date, then I need to make moves.
Yeah.
One of the 4 A's is avoid unnecessary stress. So we just talked about how both of those things could have been evolved. The second one is alter the situation as best as possible. The third one is called adapt to the stress. The fourth one is accept what can't be changed. If we can apply those 4 A's, normally we can kind of maneuver around the stressor to the best ability, and hopefully it doesn't create symptoms that lead to other issues.
That makes sense.
Some de-stressors, things that help you de-stress. Laugh more, get touched. A lot of times men aren't touched on a daily. We don't embrace one another too well. We don't hug. And a lot of times the lack of touch creates a stress physically from not being connected to the world, to your friends, to your family. Get some alone time. Try to talk it out, and lastly, be proactive. A lot of times we can avoid the stress because we see it coming and we just say, no, it ain't gonna end up like that. And normally it ends up just like that. That's what I got for y'all today. Was that good enough? Do I need more time?
Well, here's what I found out about me and probably a lot of other brothers. Especially black men. We like to fix shit.
We are fixers by nature.
Right. If we got something that's bothering us and it needs to be fixed, we don't want a whole lot of hugs and kisses because it kind of irritates us. We want to fix it because that's just a part of, I think that's just a part of our, right or wrong, it's just a part. Baby, I don't need all them hugs and kisses. I don't need all that encouragement. I need to get this fixed. I'm going to fix it my way, come hell or high water, which, see, now I got my foot on the gas. Because when you say I'm going to fix it hell or high water, I don't know how, but I got my foot on the gas.
And a lot of times, that's where a lot of men tend to be. What I found out that works a little bit better in that situation, right, is although we try to fix external stuff, very rarely do we deal with ourselves of let me fix me.
I got you.
In between relationships is supposed to be the time you facilitate. Hey, how are you?
Hey, guys, how you doing? Sorry to disturb you. I just want to close up my junk over there.
All right, good.
I didn't know you could draw.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, I'm looking at this as like, okay, nothing is permanent. Don't stress yourself too much on, no matter how bad the situation is, it will change, right? And so
if it doesn't change, you adapt.
Right, but if you look at that and then you go, what's the first column is what?
De-stress.
Is de-stressing, right? So when you look at all the things that you have for de-stressing, like to laugh, get touched, get
alone time, be proactive.
Right. So I mean, if you look at those things, a lot of times when we're in the midst of the eye, you know, we can't see the forest from the tree, so to speak. So
Right.
so to get those things, or I guess maybe it's a better thing to kind of think of what triggers you have when you are stressed, so then you can identify when you need to do those other things.
Which are these, the
Right.
symptoms.
So like for me, I get irritated when the expected outcome doesn't happen, or there's a challenge that happens and it was avoidable. So to me that stresses, that gets me stressed.
Please give an example.
So, all right, so I have a customer and the customer want something done. And I told the customer, no, you can't have it. And so they go to a developer and the developer is like, well, sure, yeah, you can do it. But, and that's the thing, you know, they go through a but the but is it can't be done in this environment. But they still give that person all this hope that it can be done. And even though that developer had no intentions of doing that work, they fill this customer's head with all this stuff. And I have to be the one to talk the customer off the ledge, to be like, no, you really can't have it. And it's not because I don't want to do the work. I'm not doing the work anyway. But that's an avoidable situation. Instead of the developer just saying, I'm not involved in that process, when it comes to me, then I can tell you. You see what I'm saying? Like stepping outside of the process.
I got it. And that can be a stress. That's a work-related stress. I get it. Anybody else? Damien, you're here right now in this facility.
True that.
Before you got here, there was a stress in your life. What was it?
I was actually trying to call this girl. And I was trying to call her. And I was like, should I do it? But like, so usually like when I feel fear or like nervousness, that's when I press on the gas because like I feel like the giving the fear is weak. I also feel like fear keeps you away from the best things of your life purely on intimidation. So like you should never let something intimidate you so much to the point where because like intimidation, that's all in your head, that's cognitive. So it's like you're letting something cognitive keep you away from something physical. And it's like you just made something intangible tangible, or you made something that's not real just by your perception of it.
Correct.
So like yeah, that's
All right.
what's stressed me out. So but yeah, I did it though. I was like, can't be no pump. All right, it's like at a pool. It's like when you go to the pool, it's like yo, like you put your thumb toe in. I don't put my thumb toe in. I just jump.
Your what, Joe?
Your thumb toe. Your big toe.
Okay.
I don't put my thumb toe, my big toe in, I just jump in. Cause once you put your thumb toe in, you're like, wow, that's cold. Like you knew it was cold when you put your thumb toe in. Should have just jumped in the first place.